Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me now? Testing. Hello, can you guys hear me? All right, I'm gonna try it a different way. Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay, gotta make sure that mic is on. All right, y'all. It's Tuesdays with Nico, and we have a jam-packed show today. Jam-packed. But before we dive in, let's handle some quick housekeeping. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's grow this community, y'all. Show your girl some love. If you want to support me, you can support me here with my Cash App. That is my Cash App below. That way we can just continue to help build the channel. It can help me with quality products that I need, help remove that restream and all that kind of stuff. If you have any business inquiries and you want to work or collab together or anything of such, please hit me up here. This is my email for business inquiries only. So let's just dive right in. Hi guys, how are you? What's up? What's up, my MVPs? Welcome back to Give This Girl a Mic. It's your girl Nico Nicole, and this is a source where we keep it real, reliable, and relatable. And to my MVPs, my most valuable people, y'all are the heart and soul of this community. Please stay rooted in your morals, your values, and your principle, because that is what makes you the MVP. Let's dive right in. We got a jam-packed show today. It's going to be a lot of fun because I wasn't here last week. I had the norovirus. Yeah, and it's taking all of us out right now. So right now we are going to jump right in with some really fun topics. First thing first is Mr. APRocky and Rihanna. I know this is a week old, but I still had to cover it because I missed out when covering it last week. So APRocky was acquitted, and I'm happy for my girl Rihanna. So what I'm hearing though and this is why I added this into today's episode, is TMZ says that Rihanna is ready for the drop the album. Honey, we've been ready. So I'm excited for that. So if Rihanna is going to drop the album, I'm happy. If that was the arrangement in order for him to get acquitted, is that we get an album, shout out to the judge. I'm just joking. But I did hear he was friends with Donald Trump. So I think that could, the president, because Donald Trump got him out of trouble back when he was into something in Europe a couple of years back. You guys remember that, when he got into like a fight or something? So he is rocky. So ASAP has been acquitted. You know what that means? Rihanna might finally drop some new music. I wrote that, look, let's not get our hopes up, but if this trial was the last thing standing in the way of her focus, then maybe, just maybe, we're gonna get a Rihanna album, because we have been starving for a Riri album. But if I'm being honest, Rihanna, she seemed pregnant to me. I don't know. I don't know. I think the pregnancy, I had a theory on like social, like hip hop industry girls and how why they are always pregnant. If you guys want to check that out, it's on my short somewhere. I'm talking about industry girls and why I think they're always pregnant and why they might not be the type to get married. But we'll talk about that another day. So yes, ASAP Rocky is acquitted. Happy for him and Riri. I love my girl Riri. Next topic up, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. 10 out of 10 in messiness. It was good for me. I like the mess. So the Real Housewives of Potomac was with Mia. She was running around like she's David Ruffin. She had the shades on. She was like, you know, she's the Temptations and nobody else matters. But just like David Ruffin, nobody's bigger than the group. And I think in Mia mind, she has lost her marbles. Like she drunk the Kool-Aid of fame. And I also personally think that because Mia is the producer's favorite, they allow her to get away with certain things that they wouldn't allow anybody else on this cast. Well, maybe Giselle, because Giselle used to be the favorite. And I think also that's kind of ties into why Giselle really don't like Mia, because she kind of took that pet spot that Giselle used to have. So even though she's the production's favorite, I don't think she's necessarily the production's favorite right now, because all the lies and a lot of the women, especially myself that watch this show, we are mothers, we are wives, and there is a certain level of like coof class that you have when it comes, especially when it comes to your child. So to drag this whole Jeremiah fraternity thing out, low class. And I don't think women really enjoy watching a mom drag their own child through the mud. It just is exhausting. Um, and TJ throwing shade at Stacey, honey, that man, he wanted to be a housewife. It's like he's kind of jealous of Stacey's success. Like maybe he's one of them people that probably was talking about Stacey behind her back low key. And then when she got on the Housewives, you know, maybe he did a little deal with her, like just to be on there, but he always was like one of the messy girls and really didn't really want her to be anybody. You know that saying, never outshine the master? That's kind of what's happening now. Like he wants to outshine the queen. And Stacey, she's not the best with all the marbles there. But if I'm being honest, I feel like that Detroit girl is in her, that D-Town girl, and she's gonna come out. We just have to give her a couple of more seasons. So personally, I know the world is like, Stacey, get her out of here. I still like her. So I just want her to stop the messiness of comparing herself to Ashley and Ashley used to sleep on the bridge, girl. But maybe birds and feathers flock together, just like she like Mia, because Mia be lying and she turned out to be a little bit of a liar. Caught in a few lies. I won't call her a liar because I don't think she's a liar. I think she's just been caught in a few lies, big lies that make her kind of seem like a liar. But neither here nor there. And then Ashley used to be real broke. That's why she got with Michael. And maybe again, Stacey relates to that. But in and of itself, the difference between Ashley and Stacey is Ashley is messy and she always shows up as herself, even though she don't have no storyline. She be in everybody else's business. Now, Stacey, she has an amazing storyline. She has a daughter, a beautiful home, a German ex-husband who left her with a bag. She don't really need to be comparing herself to Ashley, but maybe the producer said that. Maybe they already hyped her up to be Ashley's understudy or whatever, because they're trying to get rid of Ashley because Ashley brings a bunch of nothing. So it could be that too. But yeah, I like the shade she throws. I like her beauty. I used to watch her on QVC. She used to have me buy all this stuff called Kores, Korres. If you guys look that up, it's a lotion. It's a body wash. It's like it smells so good. It's one of my favorite things to buy. I mean, they should be sponsoring me actually because I love Kores, Korres. It's delicious. So if you ladies are watching, take my don't take my advice and go buy you some Kores. Your skin gonna be nice and smooth. Yeah, but I wrote this as a note to myself. I said I miss the old housewives when they weren't overproducing themselves. This whole season felt a little bit too strategic, and I want more reality recap. I don't want this overproduced, high intensity, fake mess. I've been watching. I never watched season 1 of Potomac. So lately I've been catching up. So I started watching season 1. I'm probably like on episode 8 now. And I'm at the place where, and I'm not a big fan of Sharice, but I'm at the point where she's crying to her best friend and she's explaining to her how she's basically a single housewife and she's lonely and she wants her husband to be there, but he's all the way, I believe at the time he was up in like New Jersey or Pennsylvania somewhere. And she's like, I don't want to be here by myself. Like, what kind of life is this? I'm sad. That those are the real housewife moments. Y'all remember those moments? Now everything is like, get your receipts. Ever since the binder gate with Monique, they've been on this whole get your gotcha mess, which I really hate for them. Oh, the elephant in the room, honey. Let's talk about her. Oh my gosh, that's my girl, y'all. I love Karen, but unfortunately, she is dealing with another legal woe. And I just feel like the drama for her is just continues. And this is something that could have been prevented. So I feel really bad for Karen because it is something that could have been easy peasy, but she made a mountain out of molehill, and the judge literally made her into an example. So from what I understand is Karen was offered a plea deal and didn't take it. Here's what she turned down: 6 months probation and 60 days in jail. That was one plea. The second was the 6 months house arrest, which she also turned down. And in the 6 month probation with 60 days jail, everything would have been clear. She still could have drove, things like that. And the 6 month house arrest, she would have still had to breathe in the tube and all that for basically the rest of her life. And I think she would have lost her driving privileges the rest of her life. Okay, but you're still not in jail. The next thing was the 2-year sentence, and that's what she ended up doing because she took it to trial. She didn't have to take it to trial. It wasn't necessary to take it to trial, but that's what she wanted to do. And now we see the result of that decision, unfortunately. So what she ended up getting sentenced with is a suspended 2-year sentence. It's and she now has to serve a full 365 days of her sentence. And listen, Karen making it her 4th time before seeing real consequences, that tells you how the township really did respect her and wanted to be lenient towards her. But she was the grand dame. That's why she said, I'm not going to be the grand dame anymore. I'm just going to show up as Karen. And I think that's for the best, because the grand dame literally got to her head the same way that Juice got to Mia's head, the celebrity of it all. Same thing with Karen Huger, unfortunately. So, you know, just the fact that she had 4 DUIs prior to this, that is privilege, Edward. That is privilege. And also, to me, it's like, how did they let her get away with it for so long without giving her any of these consequences sooner? Maybe she would have took it more seriously, but now she has to do 365 days in jail. And my girl, I can't imagine. I'm a Karen girl. Like, I'm literally just a Karen girl. Like, I can't believe it. So I'm kind of sad for her. But also, I feel like they were like, come on, how are they going to put Karen in jail at 60 plus years old when she got an 80-year-old husband, and they let the Tate brothers out? But they sent the grand dame to jail. Make it make sense. The Tate brothers should be the one in jail, and the grand dame should be at least minimum have the little wrist thing on their leg, house arrest or something. I just can't imagine that he put a 60-year-old lady in jail. Like, the times we live in, I tell you. But it is her 4th time, so on one hand, it's like, yeah, on one hand, I understand it. So let's move on. I wanted to talk a little bit about a little more reality TV. We're going to talk about Love is Blind. So Love is Blind is revamped, and you can tell there's a little bit of difference than what we've seen in the past with Love is Blind. But to me, it's a little dry. It's not giving what it's supposed to give. And last year, I think they took the roof, like with Tim and Alexis, and it was just all a mess. It was with the guy who had the baby. I forgot their name. Who had the surrogate baby? It was just a mess. And all these men was just lying. They moved their lips. They was lying over the last couple of seasons. It's just the way they did Black people. So as you can see, they didn't go darker than the paper bag this year. So they didn't play like that. They kept it very posh, very like, I don't want to say what I want to say, but that is very bland, very mayonnaise. so it's not that good as much this season. But nonetheless, I do have some favorite couples. So I appreciate that they are trying to just show more reality and like real love and not make it so messy. So I do truly appreciate that. So my favorites are Devin and Virginia, Sarah and Ben, and Taylor and Dan. Even though Dan knew exactly what he was getting into with Taylor. He knew who Taylor was. You cannot convince me that Dan did not know who Taylor was. Because when he did that little Christmas setup, and she was like, you have the Christmas setup with it was very specific. And then he's obsessed with Christmas. You knew that was that man. I think personally what happened when he made that, him and her, remember at the table, when she was like unsure and he made that Ferris Bueller joke. I think it was like for her, she was like, oh, it's my guy. Like I don't care. I don't care. What's the harm in him trying to find his wife, even if it were Instagram before we got on the show? But it's just a little creepy because he would be able to manipulate you and know some of the things that you like. That's what I would be freaked out about. So I personally think that she let it go. That was the guy who knew her and was stalking her and creeped out. But I think she kind of was like, okay, maybe it's a little romantic that he like likes me so much that he's like stalking me. But red flag. But anyway. Also, I do think that Dan, it's either Dave or Dan, but I think it's Dan. I think Dan, he's the only guy that would be able to handle Taylor's mom. Taylor's mom is, she's intense. So I'm okay with them being together. They have the same vibe, the same. Oh, hold on. My husband texted me. Give me 1 second. Child, I don't, what size do my baby wear now? I think it's a 13. 13 sneakers. No. Men. I'm sorry you. 13 sneakers. So they have today, they having different days at the school, and tomorrow is like sneaker day. So he texted me about it. You know, a mom's work is never done. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I just needed to send a voice note. Yeah, mom's work is never done. Dust to dust, sun to sun. A mother's work is never done. My mother used to say that to me when I was a kid. So it's so true. Let me just do one. Oh, let me text my I don't really be on there no more. I'm gonna put a note on my YouTube tab as well that I'm live right now. You know what? It's okay. I'll just add it to the tab later. Replay crew, just join me later. Okay, next up, sorry about that. For the replay crew, I'm gonna edit all of this. But when you live, you get the real. So it is what it is. So yes, Dan, I personally feel like Dan knew exactly what Taylor, what he was getting into with Taylor's family. And I feel like that's why Taylor decided to just go with it, because I feel like she and Dan make a really good fit. And I love that for her. So let's move on to a show that really truly you wouldn't expect me to be watching, because it came out last year in like early March of 2024. But this show was so boring, I couldn't really get all the way into it, and I was like, I need something else. But I really wanted to be in the Love Is Blind franchise feel, like, you know, you're just in a mood for something. So guess what I watched? I watched The Ultimatum, South Africa. Baby, let me put you on. Let me put you on. If I never put, don't say I never did nothing for you. If I never put you on something before, okay, enough said. So the ultimatum South Africa is, I would call it drama and chemistry going hand to hand. Now the ultimatum South Africa, I binged it because it was that good. Let me show you the characters. So these are all the couples that are there. We have Genesis and Tandy, I believe her name. They've been together for 7 years. We have, I call him Kay, and then her name is Kanya. We have Isaac and Ruth. We have because I can't see the names, girl. Hold on, let me maximize it. Okay, yeah. Lebo and Nola. Courtney and Aiden. Sizikle and Lindile are all of our couples. I believe that's it. Let me see. Make sure that. That's everybody. So, honey, it was drama. Save the drama for your mama. I'm gonna go to my favorite couple. I would say. Well, we're gonna talk about all of them. Let's go down the line, baby. Let's go down the line. Okay. So this couple here, they've been together 7 years. This is how do you pronounce her name? I don't want to mess it up, but I think it's Dambi or Timbi, something like that. Thimby, something like that. And this is Genesis. So they've been together for 7 years, but I really think they came to play. They weren't sure what they wanted to do, what they wanted to be, who they wanted to be with, and they just came to play with people, time and emotions. And if I'm being honest, what Wendy Williams say? How you doing? I think he a little how you doing. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with that, but I think that is the vibe, especially in South Africa. I don't think you can necessarily be like that, like out in the open. I don't know. I'm assuming because African culture is a little bit more conservative. So I think she's his beard and his protector, and I think she kind of has that understanding. Either that, or he just don't have the money to pay for the doll. You know, they have to pay into that stuff, and I don't think he has it. And it's either one or the other. I think his mom and family may have lowballed them a little bit, so I think that could be why the parents decided not to allow them to go ahead with the marriage. Because I don't think, you know, the mom wants to play around. Mom and dad wants to play around with her. Because look at her, she's beautiful. They can get a good. They know they can get some money, some coin for their child, and she's educated too. Kanye, and I'm gonna call him K because his name is not Ateco. Oh, no, it's Kateco, something like that. Sorry. Oh my gosh. I'm working on it. So Kanye issued this ultimatum, and she was in for a rude awakening because the way he fell for SZA, it was amazing. So right here, I put at first I was rooting for, her name is DMB. First, I was rooting for Dambi, and then we'll get to him in a little bit, in Lindile. But then Siza and K, I'll get to Siza, but this is K, the boy, because they had this really steamy chemistry. And then Kanya, who I call Genghis Khan, because that's how I said she has to be from the Genghis Khan line, because the way she is ruthless, the way she is cutthroat, she does not play. And I just like the whole show. I was like, what is Genghis Khan doing today? Because she was so toxic, both to her own guy Kay and to her trial marriage guy Isaac. She was out there judging Ruth and Siza. We'll get to who Ruth is, and I'll show you SZA in a little bit. And she was calling them all types of names. And then only for her, and this is a spoiler alert. Sorry, guys. Close your ears. Okay, I'm gonna say it. So this is a spoiler. So only for her to end up a baby mama herself. The irony was Shakespearean. And I feel bad for Kay. I feel bad for him because he has to be a little insecure to be with a girl like Kanya, because she seems determined to make his life a living hell, to make his life miserable. I do not think she loves him in that way. I think she loves him in a way that she can be this lazy girl and not do nothing with herself, and he just lets her be. She don't have to bring nothing to the table. Like literally, and that's what the thing we got Isaac pissed. She don't even try to clean. She don't try to do nothing with herself. She's hopefully motherhood. Women like that typically, once they become mothers, can sometimes do a 180, and hopefully that will help soften her up a little bit. But I really personally feel like she's gonna use that child and she's gonna drag Kay through the mud. And because this is another spoiler, guys, so close your ears. He didn't have his father in his life, and I think because he didn't have his father in his life, he allowed her to take advantage of him, because he never knew what it was to be a man. And so when she is always like, you're no man, I want a man, not a boy, I think that's her way to belittle him and keep her insecure, because he knows he's handsome, but he don't know how to be strong in his masculinity. She beating on him. It was just, oh, hard to watch. So I was rooting for him and hoping that after the show they would move to go their separate ways, just like his mom was. But now she 18 years, she got 1 year kids, got you for 18 years. So on to the next, Ruth and Isaac. I knew this was like the writing was on the wall before they even started. So Ruth issued the ultimatum here. Surprise, surprise. It was literally no surprise there. So I wasn't shocked at all because she had been not meeting any of his family for 2 years. What kind of woman stays with a man for 2 years and never meets their family? Are you dumb? As Remy Martin says, are you dumb? Like, what is happening here? So he had, look at his body language. He has no interest in the relationship whatsoever. He was just going to drag her on as long as she allowed it. So she ended up getting kind of some sweet revenge, but also breaking. I feel bad because she broke the other girl's heart and like took the experiment too far. But she said what she said. She stood on business. She had no regrets. So when she slept with this guy here, Lebo, it broke this girl's Nola's heart. And that's what I felt bad about. Another spoiler, sorry guys. And so she slept with Nola, she slept with Lebe, and Nola was really sad and upset. And they've been together for a year and a half. And you could just tell she's like, he's probably done this before. She keeps taking him back because she has her own insecurities, but apparently she's really smart. She's probably the breadwinner. And I loved at the reunion, another spoiler, that she just put the javel on him and she told it like it was. And she finally broke ties with this toxic piece of a man. I mean, and Ruth, she came out clean because she didn't have no remorse in the first place. She came out scot-free. She wasn't with Isaac no more. She said she has a new man. And to me, her image wasn't that tarnished. I imagine like in her culture, it could be a taboo for her to, sleep with a man outside of marriage and things like that. But she seemed like she stands on business and she said what she said. Next up was Courtney, and we're not even going to get into them. They played in our face. They never were here to really ultimatum anybody. I feel like personally they were here to just kind of add some diversity to the cast. Shazila, but what I will say, one thing, Aiden really supported because he was matched with Nola. So Aiden really supported Nola. Like it was real emotions. It was true. He really tried his best to keep her from going off the deep end. But she dived in head first. She went way crazy. So Sizikle, I'll call her Scissor, and Lindile, he and her have been together for 6 months. Lindile issued the ultimatum. That's the guy. And when I tell you her and K is the guy I was telling you earlier. This is K here. That's K. They were together. And this is SZA. And Kay taught her how to be a woman and gave her a little bit of feistiness that Kanye Genghis Khan has, which she needed because she was too sugary sweet. You know those girls that like are literally, I used to tell my friend, never be a man's couch. Like don't be sitting there, let him come sit on you, lay on you, rub on you, do all this, snuggle up in you, on you, and then you get this big old dent in you and you get nothing in return. You ain't no man's couch. She's kind of like that. She's very comfortable, sweet, kind, loving, all the things, can cook, can clean, beautiful. But she became a couch. Oh no, don't be a couch. Be a hell raiser. Be a hell raiser. Because they don't want it so easy. Think about it. Men like to hunt. And if they're hunting, they don't want the thing that's easy like a couch because they think that thing is sick. The thing that is easy to catch is sick. That's why I can't run. So you have to be the thing that tries to be the gazelle always, not the couch. So that's what he gave her. That's what Kay gave her. And her guy loved her, but he's moving too fast. They did get engaged. He wants her. And I see why. She's a hot commodity. So he had to get her off the market fast. Like she's not the lonely kind. She's not going to be in the market because any man that interacted with her, because they all wanted her. And it's so interesting because the girl, Genghis Khan here, Kanya, she was so jealous of her and she called her a big fat bum, all kind of stuff. And it's so interesting to me because she like this girl is so beautiful. She don't have to hate on the other girl. And yes, in a phenotypical world, she probably would be more attractive, but attraction, which is what Isaac explained to her, is just one thing. That's just one facet of a relationship. She said, because he asked her, Isaac asked her, who was her trial guy, Isaac here. He said, "What do you bring to the table?" She said, "I am the table." And I say that too jokingly too, but I also bring a lot to the table. I'm educated. I have my degree. I cook. I clean. I know how to do all the things. I'm well traveled, well versed, all the things. So it's like you have to have more than just beauty to be something to someone. And how are you presenting to the world? I do paperwork. I book all, schedule all appointments. I do all the things, and she don't want to do none of that. She want to hire somebody to do that. But sometimes in a marriage, in a relationship, you have to be able to compromise and pick up the slack where you can for your partner. That's why it's called a relationship. And so she didn't have that in her. She, especially when it came to Isaac, she was just like over it. She was not interested in him, and he was basically letting her know, "You beautiful, yes, granted, but you don't have no substance." My mother always say, "Beauty on the outside, ugly on the inside." That's what she always say. Don't be beautiful on the outside and ugly on the inside. So you don't want to be like that. Whereas this girl, she was beautiful on the outside and much more beautiful on the inside, and it made Kanye skin crawl. But neither here nor there, I talked a lot about this segment. I'm sorry, but I enjoyed it. If you guys even watch other reviews on YouTube, you will see that everybody agrees with me. This is one of them. This is one of those. Like, I was surprised pleasantly. I just happened to be watching it because I was trying to watch Love is Blind. And as I'm watching Love is Blind, I said to myself, "Hi, this is too boring." That was the African in me, right? The African American in me. And then I just hopped onto this, and it was just kiss. So let's see what's next. Well, I do have some bad news. Again, one second. My husband is just hello. Oh, those are flyer. Look at these little sneakers. I like it. Yeah, I like them. Yeah, I love them. I love them. And we get okay. So I'm sorry, guys. I usually don't film this late. I usually film at 2 o'clock. So that's why I'm getting interrupted in the middle. He don't even know I'm filming. He wouldn't usually interrupt me, but I have to. Oh my God. I'm not going to look at that. That's so cute. That's the best thing. I love being a mom, y'all. I never wanted kids like that. Not like I don't want kids, but if I was going to have kids, I was going to be married, of course. Like, I'm not going to let you have no baby with me. And I ain't got no ring on it. What I look like? Um, so, no disrespect to the ones that life happens. No disrespect, but that's just me personally. So I never thought I would have like a bunch of kids. I always worked with kids. Kids love me, but I never was like, oh, I want a bunch of kids. I'm like, I ain't not rushing to have no kids. So now that I have my own baby, like, I mean, she's 5 now. But I love being a mom, y'all. It's me. It's my thing. It's like I was born to be a mom. I really was. Anyway, I have some on a little bit of a sadder note. I wanted to say rest in peace to Gene Hackman and his wife. He was like the stuff of the 80s and 90s of my childhood was made of. So it was really sad to see that he's gone. And it's his wife and him passed under some mysterious circumstances. Some people are saying that it was carbon monoxide poisoning. Some people saying it wasn't carbon monoxide. We're not sure. But what I heard a theory from TMZ, and I'm gonna rock with this one. Just hear me out. One of the guys on TMZ said what he thinks happened is Gene Hackman had passed away. She goes upstairs. She sees him laying down. She freaks out. She runs downstairs and she medicates. And the Medicaid doesn't kick in. She goes lay down because medication doesn't kick in. She goes back downstairs to take more medication. And as she's taking more medication, she passes out, hits the heater, and then that's it. And then the dog comes in, the one that, because 2 dogs are alive, 1 dog is gone. The dog comes in, eats her medication that she just took, and the dog also passes. It's a theory, but that was the one that made the most sense to me. And because I really don't think it's foul play. Like at first I was like, oh no, this is Illuminati. But now that I'm thinking about it, they were, and I saw these are younger pictures of them, but I saw more recent pictures of them. He was 95 years old. His daughter did say he was in great health, but 95-year-old still. And then I had and if you guys watched my last recap, I think it was around February 18th, like my holiday one, my Valentine's one. I did just watch Blink Twice. So Blink Twice, in that movie, I don't even want to talk about it. Go watch my last recap of Blink Twice, and you'll hear why I might have thought this had something to do with Blink Twice. But now that I'm like looking into it, I don't think that. I think we have to just wait for the autopsies to see what particularly happened, and they'll kind of have a better idea of like the times of death and things like that. But rest in peace to Gene Hackman. It's been like a lot. They say death happens in threes, and these are my big three this week. Angie Stone, Black brother, soul brother. I'm gonna be sad about her. Black brother, strong brother, ain't no one love above you. I want you to know. Brother, I used to love her. So Angie Stone also passed away at 63, which is pretty young actually these days. So shout out to the legend. She will be missed. So untimely. It wasn't on my bingo card that Angie wouldn't outlast D'Angelo, even though D'Angelo been looking pretty good lately. But did you guys see the episode of Atlanta? This is so random. If you are on my page and you know this episode, you is my people. Me and you must never part. My kid, like you, my people. But this is an episode of Atlanta on FX, and they did D'Angelo and Earn went into like D'Angelo's little home hubble place in the middle of nowhere, and it was just like a whole adventure. I recommend you watch FX. The last season got a little wonky, but I liked I liked it from the day one to the day. And it's like the last season, he just decided to just say, well, I might never get a show again. And let me just create everything my heart can desires to create. And D'Angelo was on that. But yeah, and she loved her some D'Angelo. If y'all know, you know. Also, my childhood, like it's just like taking hit after hit on my childhood this week. This one though, this one hit. This one hurt personally. Michelle Trachtenberg. She is my childhood best friend in my head, and my heart is broken. She passed away at the age of 39 years old. I grew up with Michelle personally in my head. She's the best friend in my head, literally. She kept me company up late watching Harry the Spy DVDs. She will be always remembered and forever missed. I also had a personal passing in my life. I had a family member who passed away this week on the 28th. So on the 20th of February, and they were really young, and they were only 40 years old. And it's really sad because it's just taking a toll on me this week that the family member died, and then Michelle Trachtenberg and Angie Stone. It just like really took a kind of dark turn for me this week. But all in all, besides being like a little shaken up about death right now, the lesson I'm taking out of it is life is precious and short, and the impact we leave on the lives of others is really truly all we have to leave behind. So make sure that every day you're treating people well now. Don't wait till tomorrow to call your mama. Call her now. Don't wait till tomorrow to call your best friend. Call her now. Call him now, because life is truly not promised. You never know. You could wake up 39 years old, Michelle Trachtenberg, my cousin, 40 years old, passed away. Just clear. These are healthy people. And I know with Michelle Trachtenberg, people were saying like that she had a little bit of issues. But I honestly, all in all, she was pretty much a healthy young woman. I wanted to see if I could read a little bit of what she said, what Rosie O'Donnell said about her, because they did Harry the Spy together. So they recently worked together. I can't see it up here, so I'm going to read it from here. She said, she know that she struggled, but she loved her very much. She said, I loved her very much. She struggled the last few years. I wish I could have helped her, she added. O'Donnell, 62, shared alongside Trachtenberg's in 1996's Harry the Spy, which was released when Trachtenberg was 10 years old and marked her big screen acting debut. Yeah. Another castmate, J. Smith Cameron, spoke out in a statement on February 26th. I played Mrs. Welch, Harriet's mother, in Harriet the Spy. Michelle had been on a Nickelodeon show called Adventures of Pete and Pete, but this seemed to be her first lead film role. She was excited, she recalled. Her natural ebullient nature was ratcheted up in the gildedness as she tried to learn how to handle all things that come with stardom. She was a very charming little girl, the actress continued. Years later, we found each other on social media and connected briefly. She was very warm towards me, and I feel very shocked and unsettled to hear of her passing. That was the mom that played her mom on Harriet the Spy. And then earlier, the one who said, I love her very much, and she struggled for a few years, and she wished she could have helped. That was Rosie O'Donnell. So, yes, life. Yeah. Life is what we make it. We have to cherish each day. We have to love on ourselves each day. We have to fight the fight. Like every day is not going to be easy to get up. I remember Jennifer Lewis. You guys know Jennifer Lewis. I wish I had a picture up here. She said, "Get up." She said, "Get up out of them dark rooms with that depression." She said, "Get up, get on out, because you have to live. You have to fight." And that's how I feel about this. Don't go get sick and sully and stay in them dark rooms all night by yourself, dreading life. There is life to be lived. It is beautiful if you just walk outside barefoot. It's beautiful. I go on these things called fairy walks where they have like little tiny houses in the hiking section that I go to. And it's just literally, you don't got to spend a dime to do it. There's certain things you can do that's going to rejuvenate you. Get some vitamin D in your system. The sun is the best medicine, I promise you. And another tip that my brother gave me when I was really young, he said, comedy, like whenever you are feeling down, go watch some Cat Williams, go watch some George Carlin, go watch some Richard Pryor. Those are the best ones anyway, the OGs. Go watch some Red Fox. I just watched Cat Williams' woke Folk on Netflix. I'm cracking up. And it stimulates your dopamine. Especially right there. Get off those news cycles, which I do have another page called Pretty Political. So if you want to follow me there, the link is in my bio, in my link tree. The page is attached. So it's called Pretty.Political. You can find me over there. We talk politics weekly. But that's heavy. It's heavy. So I can't talk about that all the time. So this is my home away from home, meaning like this is where I get to be lighthearted. I don't have to talk about the heavy stuff, but the world is heavy right now. We have enough on our plate. So do the things you can to keep you above the fray. Because somebody as beautiful as Michelle Trachtenberg to lose her life at 39 years old, simple tragedy. She has so much life to live. She was stunning, beautiful, inside and out, sweet, loved on, but she didn't know it. So sometimes we take life for granted, and the body stores things. And if you're not well, it will literally make you sick. The stress of life will make you sick. So take care of ourselves. Take care of yourself, okay? On a more lighter note, okay? Mr. Keith Lee was in London. And y'all gave that man that Brizzle Brackle Fizzy Pop. Keith, he was trying his best. I love seeing him trying all the cultural foods, but can we get this man to try some regular, British dishes that are actually flavorful, or do they not exist? There has to be at least one spot in London where they have seasoned food, or is that just wishful thinking? Because when they gave that man the tuna and beans with cheese, I said, why y'all do that? Why y'all do that with crispy onions? I said, what kind of feet and mouth food is this? But I'm not trying to be disrespectful to nobody culture because they say now the Brits are up there pretending to be Americans. Like they're doing videos thinking they're, and there's one video that I wish I could have grabbed it. But there's, so anything I can't find, I'm going to put on my Instagram from here on out so that you guys can watch these videos. But there's a video of him and he's like he did a New York accent, Cali accent, a Valley girl accent, and then he ended with like a Southern accent, trying to pretend to be like an American. And he's like, I'm American, yo. Like, this food is the bomb. I love it. This is hilarious. They're out there pretending to be Americans now, reviewing their own food so that they can infiltrate the algorithm. But they shouldn't care what we think. You know, Americans, we like things sweet, savory, spicy, and things like that. So it don't matter what our opinions are. Y'all like y'all beans. Y'all like y'all hard, crispy. So look at poor baby. Look at Keith. Why y'all do that man like that? But yeah, if y'all like it, I love it. Speaking of the UK, we're going to talk about the multiverse of Usher. Did you guys know that Usher has his own hidden music out there? Listen to this video.
A podcast episode with Usher and the phenomenally gorgeous Keke Palmer. And I can't believe what's just been said. I thought it was satire. I've done some research. Apparently it's true. If you are an Usher fan, please just watch this next video. I don't know what's gone on here. I can't believe it.
Pull one out. Okay, so this is for you. What's one song from your discography that you're tired of performing but fans won't let go of? Is there any song that you feel that way about with all your songs?
When I'm in Europe, they like me to perform a song called Poppy Collar.
I don't remember that.
See, that's what I'm saying. See, there's other types of music. I do all the different types. Do you know what I'm saying? But no,
I'm
it's just
howling.
It's just one song called Poppy Collar.
What does it sound like?
Hey,
He said, "Hey."
What is happening? You're telling me people in the US or other places of the world don't rate Pop Your Collar? I cannot. Hold on.
Oh, we're just gonna pause the sound. Oops. So that we don't get copyrighted, but this is the video. I'm gonna put the sound on Instagram. She's just pointing and singing the song along. She's like, two, and whatever he's saying in the video. She's like, dance, she's singing it. So this is the music video. Yeah, she's getting down. She's singing so hard, like she know every word to that song. But honestly, y'all, I have never heard that song before. Have you guys ever heard it? Never heard of it. Let me go back to the video. Never heard of it in my life. And what she said is, there is like a whole different Usher multiverse in the UK. A hidden gem resurfaces, and like I said, I'm not gonna play the whole clip, but okay, so Usher is everywhere right now. He did the Super Bowl last year. He had his Vegas residency, and of course now this old viral video is coming up based on Keke Palmer asking him what's his least favorite song he ever created, and he said, of course, like British food. It was this British song that was released in the UK. So he said, for those who don't know, back in the day, Usher filmed a music video that was only released in the UK. It's been locked away for years, and now it is resurfaced. Fans are going crazy because the visuals, the styling, the vibes were ahead of their time. And honestly, it's proof that this man, Usher, has always been worldwide. It's wild how something can be dormant for years and then boom, resurface like it never left. That's the power of nostalgia mixed with the internet. And what is the most interesting part to me is the fact that we never heard this song. I've seen a few people sprinkled in who live in like the Atlanta area was like, oh, y'all ain't know this song. No, I'm from Jersey. I personally never heard this song. And I kept looking in the comments. People were like, no, I never heard it. I never knew it. He knows as well that we ain't never heard this song before. It looks like my way. If I say you, I'm in control. It's especially when he do the like little dance and stuff. It looked just like My Way, like right there, My Way. Oh, I love that. But that's what the vibe was, and I'm assuming it's around that same era, like it has that same b-boy vibes. And I can also see, looking at this video, with the suit and tie, and then the hip hop, I really can see Usher influence, because remember, Usher is the one that founded Justin Bieber. So I could really see Usher's influence on Justin Bieber, who, by the way, unfortunately, this week I saw videos of him. He's not doing well. Oh my God, it was just so hard to look at Justin Bieber like that. Somebody, SZA, go find him. He's like, seems like he only smiles when he's around SZA, the singer I'm talking about, not the girl from The Ultimatum. So, all right, next up,
No, she's the second one. Thank you.
I can't wait for the parade. That's all I need. Fuck the men in my life. I can't wait for the parade.
Bye, Wendy. Take care of her.
Now, to me, that does not look like a woman that is mentally incapacitated. I think that was a stretch, but it was so refreshing to see her out and about in her own lane, getting to spend time. At this point, she was on her way to her father. If you guys have been following the story, she had been on the Breakfast Club, really like pleading to be able to see her father for his birthday, because he's already like in his 80s, 90s, something like that. So she really wanted to go see him. So I'm happy she got the opportunity. I believe she was only able to be there for about 46 hours, but 46 hours is better than no hours. So I'm glad they allowed some of it. And from what we know, there's just been a lot. I don't want to go into all the mess of her life. I just wish her the best. If you guys follow the story, you know that there has been some things she said about the mishandling of her finances in relation to her lawyers, in relation to her family. So hopefully that gets sorted out soon. And also, she recently did an interview with Harvey from TMZ, and also with Charlotte Man of God. They consistently keep updates with her. And there was some incident with her and her drinking. And that's why she was in the ward that she was in at that hospital. That was confirmed. So we know she's going through a lot, but my personal opinion is this: I don't care what they say. Send her to Florida. Those same guards y'all can have with her in New York, you can have her in Florida, because her family don't live in no New Jersey. And with her sickness like that, Florida's just do something for you. It's so good for you. And I think if they can get her into a facility, maybe less restrictive, but also has like some guardrails that wouldn't allow her to go roaming if she does have some onset of a dementia, which obviously she's not all the way, Wendy, but she's partially there. And if they can keep the vultures away from her, from trying to use her to create podcasts and do anything like that, I don't think she needs to do any of that. I think she just needs to enjoy her life. And if she wants to do something here and there, write a book or this and this, when she does have come to, then I think that's great. Let her do an audible book. That way she can take her time. That's not something that has to be rushed. But in terms of like pushing her out, she's healthy, she need to come back and be our money tree. No, our giving tree, my mom's favorite book. No, she's not a giving tree. Let her be. Let her be. So that's my hope for her. Again, her health struggles have been well documented, and the media stays on her every move. But to me, this moment in particular, I had to show you guys because it was just so beautiful seeing Wendy surrounded by. And then there's also pictures on Instagram and everywhere, which I may put on, because I have all those here. I just wanted to not put so much information in the video, because sometimes it slows down the it slows you down. So slows down like processing. And so seeing Wendy surrounded by friends and family, like she's at the table eating with her son, she looks really pleasant, she looks really in her element, and that's all that truly matters, no matter what. That she's still winning, that she's still standing, and that is something to celebrate, that she's still here, is what I was talking about earlier, about how we have family, and at the end of the day, we can never take that family for granted. Okay, 1 second. I had to drink some water and do a little cough-a-roo. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about the war season going on. It's just been so beautiful to see all this Black excellence in full effect. You know, look at the fashions. You see everybody? Let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Yes, honey, look at the fashions. Full effect, Black excellence. That's what we see here. Y'all see the fashion at the top? It's all beautiful, high quality, top tier. The NAACP Awards, the SAG Awards, and the Excellence Awards in Hollywood. That's what we saw this week. So you see Jonathan Majors in his green suit. People were picking on his suit, but I liked it. We have the usual Tab and her crew. And then we also have Keke Palmer and Cynthia Erivo, my girl Kyla Pratt, and of course, the Tiana Taylor looking snatched. Here I have a little bit of Tia Mowry, and I forgot the girl name, but it's like Danielle something. She played in what's that Beehive movie with oh my gosh, with Chloe Bailey, the Beehive movie, Swarm. Okay, people say we look alike. That's my cousin. So yeah, I had to just throw in there because she's my cousin. Not my real cousin, but you know, cousin, like that kind of cousin. So this is another little collage I created just to show you, of course, the other show of excellence were the Oscars, a celebration of Black excellence. Here are some notable wins. We have Paul Tazewell. He made history as the first man to win an Oscar for best costume design when he created the designs for Wicked. As you see, I tried to put a little bit of the Wicked thing in the middle. He created both of those costumes, and that's him there in the middle with his award. We also have Keke Palmer. She's down here looking snatched at the bottom. She didn't win an Oscar, but she did win Entertainer of the Year at the NAACP Image Award. But I had to put this picture in because she looked so good. And then some of the notable people that did arrive, you can see here. Let me remove this caption. We do have John Legend and Chrissy Teigen. We have Doja Cat, Kelly Rowland. We have Tim's. We have Halle Bailey. Oh, I didn't even realize I put them next to each other. We have Halle Berry and Halle Bailey next to each other. We have the snatched queen that is Lizzo. She came through. Miss Shirley Ralph and all her elegance and excellence. Her marriage is her business, so it ain't yours to mine. And we have the beautiful, beautiful Coco. And we also have Miss Jaguar herself. I love her. And then we have Lupita Nyong'o. And then we have Lee Daniels and Zoe Kravitz, which, you know, I told you guys about Blink Twice last week. 10 out of 10 movie. Stellar. And then, of course, the man in the middle, as I mentioned before, his name is Paul Tazewell, first African-American man to win an Oscar for best costume design. So shout out to him. It's been a beautiful season, a beautiful ride this year. Okay, so let me put myself back up here. Sorry, guys. All right. So this segment here is called Joy Comes in the Morning. And this week's Joy Comes in the Morning, which is usually my favorite segment of my whole show, because every week we highlight a story that uplifts and inspires. And this week's Joy Comes in the Morning is called Human Nature, is what I'm naming it. And you'll see a group of choir singing Human Nature by Michael Jordan. It lifted my spirit so much. It did such good for me that I just wanted to bestow this goodness onto you guys. So here we are. Remember, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
If they say why, got it? You know where? 1, 2, ready, everybody. If they say why, yes. All right. Well, make it like an echo though. All right. Make it like an echo. Don't sound like y'all come a little stronger, y'all a little less, and you but make it whimsical over here. Got it? 1, 2, go. If they say why, yeah. Yes. That's what
So yes, I want to play this one more time, by the way. I just think the harmony was so beautiful. One more time.
Why? Got it? You know where? 1, 2, ready? Everybody. If they say why? Yes. All right. But make it like an echo, though. All right. Make it like an echo. Don't sound like y'all come a little stronger, y'all a little less, and you but make it whimsical over here. Got it? 1, 2, go. If they say why? Yeah! Yes! That's what I'm talking about, the burn! You better sing. All right, we gotta keep going. Turn this.
Now, didn't that make you smile? I mean, it made me smile. I love that. I just thought that was so like beautiful. And I just thought the harmonies. And so now what the funny thing is, I didn't find this from them. This actually went viral from palm covered folk. And which is fine. And I was like, this is beautiful. But all the comments were like, yeah, but you guys got this from black people. You guys got this from the black people. So I looked up the black people. When I saw it, I said, say less. The proof is always in the pudding. You know, this choir's harmony to me are just heavenly. It is the sound that brings peace to your spirit. It's a reminder that music is divine. Remember I talked about earlier with all the grief that is going on in the world, that you should immerse yourself in comedy, immerse yourself outdoors, but also immerse yourself in music. The divinity of that music will keep you upbeat, will keep you positive, and will keep you in a space of peace to your spirit. Just keep that in mind. And so with that, my message of the day is from none other than Miss Nikki Giovanni herself. I can fit it all in there. There we go. She says, and I said this, I wrote a note. I said, even though Black History Month is over, I want you guys to be left with a reminder that we are the curators of culture. Nikki Giovanni said it best. She said, style has a profound meaning to Black Americans. If we can't drive, we will invent walks, and the world will envy the dexterity of our feet. If we can't have ham, we will boil chitterlings. If we were given rotten peaches, we will make cobblers. If given scraps, we will make quilts. Take away our drums and we will clap our hands. We prove the human spirit will prevail. We will take what we have to make what we need. We need confidence in our knowledge of who we are. So next time someone tries to tell you Black folks have no culture, correct them with confidence. And this reminded me of something today that I see a lot of we talk about the Black Brits were saying that they have soul food in their countries. It's just called African food. It's just called Caribbean food. But Americans had to make things from nothing because of what we were given. And that is what made our food soul food. It's exclusive to American culture. We have to have more confidence that Black folks have culture, no matter how much people try to tell us Black folks have no culture. And Nikki Giovanni said it best. We prove the human spirit and we prevail. And my cousin was telling me, one of my older cousins was telling me today that if you go look up I don't know if I can say the rate of Black Americans versus any other ethnicity in the world, we do that less than anybody. We don't do that. We don't do that. We don't mess with that kind of stuff. So no matter, even though we've been beaten and brutalized, we've been broken, humiliated, name tarnished, lied on, criminalized, we still have not taken it to the place where we would ourselves. Because that's how much we love ourselves. That's how much our human spirit prevails. Our human spirit always prevails. Because Black Americans, we don't start no stuff, and we don't want to be in no stuff. We keep our eyes on the prize at every moment. And we literally have to remember that we have confidence in ourselves and that we are the culture. And that's what I want to leave you with today. That's the message of today. So with that, we're going to close out now, guys. And I just want to remind you to continue to love and continue to grow every single day. Stay true to who you are. Stick to your morals, your values, and your principles. That is what makes you an MVP, the most valuable person. You are that to me. And never forget that we are the culture. Thank you guys for rocking with me today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to show your girl some love, here's the Cash App, Nico Nicole. Until next time, same vibe, and we out of here. Thank you. This was a fun show. Thank you for joining me today. And we basically are about an hour. Not too shabby, if I might say so myself. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week, hopefully. But I'll be here when I be here. Love you guys.